semua hal yang ku dapat sehal beban semua lawannya semua mabel yang mawang sudah minumel aku dah sayang semua hal
I want to welcome you all to this momentous event. I want to recognize the presence of almost everybody, some we have not seen, but more so the families of Amigo Jeng. Please stand up, let's see, Yasmin, and also the representing the families of Salaam Job by way of Madam Jabu, okay? So I don't want to waste any more time because we're running 50 minutes late, and really I want to keep to time. In the construction industry, we have been known for delays, and when there are delays, what happens? There are liquidated damages. I don't want any liquidated damages. So I want us to start. We will catch up by acceleration, but and just switch. So without wasting much time, I would like to call on Imam Mahmoud Job to do the opening prayers, and then after that we continue with the program. Imam, the floor is yours.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته ñu ngi nuyu kilifa yu baax yi li nga xam ne ñoom lañ jàkkaar lool ci bés boo xam ne bés bu seer la bés boo xam ne njabooti Gambia ku ñu xam wala ñu xam ñoom la ñuy fàttaliku tey muy xalaat bu rafet ndax liggéeyal nañ Gambia njaboot gi yëpp ñëw nañu alkaale ngi ni Serigne Diop suma rakk a ngi ni Aïssatou Diop suñ doom a ngi nii muy maam Jébu Sonko kii doomu Salaam la ñun Salaam suñu mag la suñ bàyyi ñoo bokk ndey baay kon nag lii suñ ko jaglelee di ko fàttaliku dañ ciy kontaan di leen ñaanal yàlla ndax lii rek moom lañ fi am ku fi jógee rek foog ñu seet li nga fi liggéey lan la te ñuy liggéeyal nañ réew mi koo xam ne boo fi jógee danañ ne nangam ak nangam la def kooku history war a koo fàtte surtout ci réew su ngeen demee gis lopitaan yi Banjul Royal Family koto Salaama ko binte defar ko ak yeneen yu mel ni moom boo demee ci dex gi noonu liggéeyal na réewam nag bi mu jàngee ñibbisi dafa jël xam-xamam indi ko ci réew mi liggéey réew mi kon ñu mel noonu loolu la doomu réew mu baax di def bàyyi fi loo xam ne ëllëg danañ la ko fàttale ko te lii ci la bokk kon yéen amuñ moo di leen gërëm di leen sant seen taxawaay seen ànd ak moom ànd bu rafet seen xalaat bu rafet bi ngeen am nar a fàttale ko ñooñu fi nekkoon daan liggéey réew mi kon lii ñu ngi kontaan ci yéen di leen ñaanal yàlla yal na leen yàlla taxaw bi jaay seydal wujud lii nag lu am solo la waaw lu am solo la ndax dana tax ñi fi nekk bàyyi seen xel ku fi jógee li nga fi def foog ñu feeñ te mën nga ci teg baaraam lii day diwoo ko fi def lii diwoo ko fi def loolu rek la ñu ut te loolu gis nañ ko ci ñoom kon seen liggéey boobu leen yàlla bu mu am ci ñoom yàlla na dem ba ci seen njaboot yàlla aar leen aar réew mi ci daraja yonent bi ñu ngi kontaan ci seen taxawaay di leen wax ni ñu ngi leen di ñaanal yàlla yal na leen yàlla taxaw yal na leen yàlla aar yal na leen yàlla sàmm wa ma zalika ala llahi bi aziz wassalaamu aleykum wa rahmatullahi taala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. We move on with the program. Okay, we've got the welcome statement and welcome remarks. Mary is not here, but Jasmine will speak for Amigo on behalf of the Amigo Jeng family.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jasmine Jeng, and I am the late Alhaji Mamadou Amigo Jeng's daughter. On behalf of the entire Jeng family, I would like to welcome you today to the program. There will be a tribute for my father, followed by the launching of a magazine for the construction industry called Salaam. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Give me a round of applause, please, okay? All right, we move on. She's welcome you on behalf of the family. I just step in for Mary and welcome all of you, not related to the construction industry, but welcome you on behalf of the construction industry, because we are dealing with two, am I okay with that? We are dealing with two giants who have left us, Salaam Job and Amigo Jeng. I don't know how many of you listened to the radio interview we had yesterday, which was quite a surprise, and I want to thank Mr. Taff and Mr. Mustafa Njai of Taff, so many, but Taff, for facilitating that, and we were able to reach as many people as we can. But the whole idea of this gathering is to honor those two, because it is said that we have people who have worked in the Gambia, but they've never been honored. And we feel especially in our industry, the construction industry, so we want to make sure that today we give them their dues in the presence of their families, okay? So on behalf of all those of us who are in the construction industry, we want to welcome you all and wish you have a good and enjoyable time. Thank you very much. Now, this is the tricky bit. It's amazing how a lot of the younger ones, because when we were doing this thing, a lot of people said they don't remember Amigo Jeng. So it shows you how old we are getting. If you don't remember Amigo Jeng, then you are definitely old. Much more Salaam Job. I won't talk about Salaam Job. But if you don't remember Amigo Jeng, then you are getting old. But this is for some of the younger ones. Some have say they don't remember him. So what we have done, we have a clip of Amigo talking and singing. And he was known for not only as an electrician, but also singing. And I said, in construction, you have so many frustrations. And one of the ways of getting rid of his frustration was his music. So Amigo never had any problem. Amigo had lots of problems, but he would go and take it out on the keyboard, and then he would feel good. So we're going to have a clip. This one is something he did he was paying tribute to another gentleman of the industry, because we associate Amigo Jeng with Central Bank of the Gambia. He did the wiring. You will see it when we come to do the magazine. He did the wiring for a building like that in 1970, between 73 and 75. And for a Gambian to do that, it was a great feat. In fact, nobody would have given a Gambian to go and wire Central Bank, a almost 6-story building in those days. But the Balfour Beatty and this other gentleman, whom he is paying the tribute to, put their foot down. The two of them said, well, if he can do it, if Amigo Jeng can do it, I see no reason why we cannot give it to him. So now, I want to play a clip. This is Amigo Jeng himself, giving tribute to this gentleman who took him to work at Central Bank. And you'll hear him talk, and you will hear him sing. And after that, we will have the ordinary tributes, okay? All right, we're on, thank you. Please put the lights off so that we can get maximum effect.
grandson. And he talking about I was once a Jeng. I remember visiting this university. It's a few months, we really found and all of this was related to last. It's true that it's either, but you know why? I was very busy doing so many things, and I felt that I was not to be fair by devoting myself in the proper manner, something new. But he was a nice guy. I think you want to story about him. He didn't have no. That was important. And I was still a good man. In those days, I was the very good selection from this country. There was no government, there was nobody else, only the generation. So those who were competing with me were foreign companies. And I know how to have my mouth. I know how to do the fast there. And whatever I just leave it alone. But it happened to me to get this story broken. And you can see I'm practicing is the central government. I was really doing my practice in this way. And unfortunately, I came after he said, remember, I'm very sorry. I was really ashamed to disappoint him. What do you want from him? He said, no, someone else. We're going to try. There's a follow for his story. And this time, trying to solve the best. Very nice time. I was angry at first, but then by the time I was coming, I became a human being. I said, yes, I will use the chance. It's a good change that was the what is happening in school. This time, I said, he doesn't like now, don't have a father. It's a good one, and I will go with this to win this contract. Same time, I think the battle was very nice. The news was not possible is in my clinical private capacity, I was trying to do all kinds of things. He knows one day he came to me. He said to me, what I do is so energy. I said, I'm wishing I had a technology to do. He said, please, what is it? Where is the people that we talk about? Now I decided with Francis Joseph that we have to carry hands for that. For him, what he was going to say is what I was going to say. Amigo, would you like to play? I stand up. So, it's going to be something very different. And we all believe in God. We have Jesus, we have Mark, the whole Bible. In our religion, we believe that Jesus is the Lord. We are taught in the world of language, but in the most of that, for the most day, whoever lives must die. And in this song that I compose, it's mainly about that. I dedicate this music to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I said to myself, those people who don't believe that they're going to die, they must be crazy. Those who say, if the Prophet Muhammad, if the Prophet of Allah, ask me, who are we going to know? We ask this question. very much like this.
Round of applause for him. I was there. This happened almost 22 years ago. That's why I cannot even recognize myself and some of the people there. You see them? 22 years. I cannot even recognize my wife. Okay? 22 years ago. It was at the Palm Grove, and he was paying tribute to Batty Cook. We now come to the individual tributes, and I would like to invite none other than Mr. Mustafa Kuli. Let me say a few words about Mustafa Kuli. Mustafa Kuli is a mechanical engineer, retired now, but was at the, it's now called the Kwame Nkrumah Institute of Science and Technology, but before that it was Kumasi. It was the Kumasi thing, the University of Kumasi. And he did mechanical engineering, but worked at, when GOMB was changing to GPMB, I think that's when he came in around that time. So if anybody has any knowledge on GPMB, that's the man. He knows that institution inside out. And now that we talk about the university and people want to write their masters and PhDs, it is for things like this that they should concentrate. And I talk to people like Mr. Kuli while she is still with us. We miss Amigo Jeng, we miss Salaam Job. Let's make sure that we don't miss any other person again. So catch them whilst they're still alive, and let us have that wealth of knowledge that we can draw from. So it's my pleasure to call on Mr. Kuli to talk not as an engineer, but as a client whom Amigo Jeng, Jeng Electrical worked for on the, I think it was GPMB or the Union. Mr. Kuli, give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Francis. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the family of the late Amigo Jeng. We say Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. To Allah we came from, and to him we shall return. Well, I want to make it very brief. I knew Mr. Jeng prior to 1994, 93, let's say, 1993. But in 1993, I came very close to him. If you all recall, the assets of the then GPMB, which was later called GovMark, was sold to the Alimenta SA of Switzerland. And this happened just almost in the middle of the year. There was little time to prepare for the coming groundnut marketing season. When the Alimenta came in, they realized that the plants then were, especially the groundnut processing plant, the shelling plant, the equipment there were obsolete, and they wanted to replace them. There were needs for purchase of the equipment, which they did, but then there were two other aspects, the installation, both the mechanical and electrical. On the mechanical side, we did. And then the electrical side, it was when that Mr. Jeng came into. But there's another gentleman who participated, and fortunately, he's around with us here, and that is Staff. He did the civil work. He did all the civil work to enable us install the equipment. He's here. And that work, both of them, still exist as we speak, which means that a lot of quality work was done in that place. Mr. Jeng's task was to design and install the electrical system for this machine, and he performed it professionally. He designed, recommended the required materials, electrical material, cable, switches, whatever they are, and then he installed an integrated system where you don't have to go to machine A there to start, machine B there to start, machine C there. They're all in one place. And all the safety features were all performed to satisfaction. In fact, when we commissioned it, there was hardly any snags. This was what these two gentlemen did for GGC, then on the Alimenta. Mr. Jeng's professionalism was very high. If you consider May, not May, I think it was August, September when the assets were actually transferred. And the season was starting in December. To do all those works, it was not an easy task. In fact, some of us spent quite a lot of hours out there to lead, and Mr. Jeng was always there. He would always tell me, Mr. Kohli, we will be there. And we did. Besides that, there's another aspect of Mr. Jeng. He trained so many, especially when they were working there. In fact, there were a lot of boys there who had never done industrial installation. And they were all coached until they were familiar, and they performed extremely well, all under the guidance of Mr. Jeng. So, and those people now, there are many of them doing their own thing. They were young at that time, I hope. I have not seen many of them. I just meet a few of them here and there. In fact, when I meet with some of them, I don't even recognize them. They have to remind me who they are. He's done extremely well for this country, and he's done extremely well for the industry, especially electrical installation. That he did at GGC is still there and still working. But Mr. Taff, we are not here to pay tribute to Mr. Taff, but I must mention what he did there is still there. This shows how much Gambians can do. So I will urge the young ones to be professional in whatever they do. Shortcuts don't pay. And whatever you do, make sure that you do it professionally and the like. Mr. Jeng will be rewarded. We all know in Islam we say imams are here. There is what they call sadaqah jariyah, I guess. Those he taught and who are benefiting their families, the reward will go to him. May that reward go to him, and may Allah rewards him into Jannah to Firdaus. Ameen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kohli, for that wonderful tribute. Our next speaker is both an architect and a planner. A very rare combination. You see, the way the industry works, architects, you tell your architect what you want, he will design and do everything for you. But before the building starts or the work starts, he has to send it to planning and building control for approval. And that is where they really clip you, you know. Oh no, you cannot, this area we only respect 2 stories. You cannot put a 3rd story, you know, or your building is too near to the fence, take it out. Or there is no staircase outside for escape. This is what the planners would do and check on other things. So always there is a push and pull between architects and planners. But to have an architect and a planner in one is a real feat. My pleasure to call Mr. Babukar Semegajane to give us the next tribute, who is an architect planner for the construction.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Jones, thank you very much for that introduction. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We pray that God grant paradise to the late Mr. Mamadou Jeng. We're here to commemorate an elder colleague in the Gambian construction industry who has passed away. It is a commendable act, and we thank sincerely those who are leading the organization of the event. Honoring one of the veterans of the industry, whether living or deceased, has a lot of merit, especially given our situation in Gambia, where circumstances doesn't allow us to meet often as professionals outside construction projects. Most of the time when we meet as professionals, it's because there is a project and somebody is a contractor, somebody is a consultant. But meeting like this or on other issues that would put forward the construction industry is definitely a great thing, although this one was catalyzed by a sad event, but we still thank the organizing group. From a religious point of view, we are asked to highlight the best side of those who have passed away to increase God's mercy on them. Certainly, working, when done with the right attitude, is a godly act. Work is an act of worship, and I hope that the good things that Mr. Jeng has done in his work in order to improve the lot of people he shared this country with, and the things that are said here today shall be added to the reward of his good deeds. Having had the training, experience, and dedication to service, Mr. Jeng was able to earn the respect of clients as well as that of his peers, as demonstrated in this occasion. My relationship with Mr. Jeng, however, was more marked by our social interactions. And that's what I want to highlight a bit today, which also shows some of the other aspects of him. Everybody knows that Mr. Jeng was a well-rounded man as a professional electrician, but we've seen the music clip that he's just done, how passionate he is, and basically the other side of his life. So there is no doubt that he's well-rounded, but also it's good to highlight just some other things that we know about him. We regularly met for lunch on Sundays at the house of my late cousin, Mr. Hatib Jane, who was a friend of Mr. Jeng since the days that they were youths, followed by their time in the UK. Mr. Jeng's wife, Ajayam Job, is the sister of Mr. Jane's wife, Ajayasin Job. The lunch group regularly, or the lunch group regulars included also Dr. Jack Fall and Alaji Said Bayan, as well as others, all of blessed memory. May the mercy of God be with them. Being so much younger than them, I learned a lot from their stories and interactions. Most importantly, the humility, the love, the joviality between them, despite that these are all people who have achieved a lot in their respective fields. But the fact that they are still together after over 60 or 70 years of being friends, I think that's a great mark of character. And being so much younger than them, they used to tell me, "You are our young brother, sit down and learn." And I've really benefited from that experience, and that has basically a great mark of the Gambian attitude in terms of loyalty and friendship, and also humility and wishing people well. Basically, not to go too long and make this a long speech, this is really what I've brought to say. Certainly, Mr. Jeng shall surely be missed by all, and we pray for mercy for him and God's help for his family. Thank you very much.
I'm glad thank you. Say anything now? Thank you very much, Babakar, and thanks for always responding when when you are needed. Our next speaker, don't know how to describe him. All I can say, he's the right man in the right place for the right reason, doing the right thing, who has taken the right turn. If he had taken a different turn, he would not have been here. I think he knows what I mean. So please join me in welcoming somebody that you must listen to, who is going to talk and make a tribute on behalf of the contractors. That's all I can say. Mr. Mustafa Njai. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francis. Actually, I don't know where to start from, but let me stand on the same protocols before me, just to say it's a pleasure being here, and thank you very much for organizing all this. Actually, he's being very humble, but he organized it, and then we just joined in to support him. I have so much to say, so it's difficult to stop me, so please, if I go overboard, please just stop me. Huh? Normally, I put my timer on. And I'm not alone in this. Recently, I went to visit my lawyer, who's about my age group. And she told me that, you know, my staff, they call me a preacher now. Because all she does is just talk to them. But it comes with age. I found myself in that age bracket that I am a senior citizen. So I have the right to talk, and the young ones should listen. You have no choice but to listen. Because, yeah, Siri, you are laughing, huh? I can even talk a lot about you, your stubbornness. We were here. Kalkalia, and you see, but the thing is, some young ones feel that they need to reinvent it. You know, so when I was asked to speak, I wondered what I should say. Because these days, really, I talk a lot. I mean, I'm very active on social media. And I refuse to step out, because I think we earn it. So next year, I would have been working for 50 good years. And I call myself an active retiree. My kids are worried about me, the way I jump from one country to the other, but I have fun about it. And talking about fun, we are here to celebrate two gentlemen who there's one thing that they have in common, and that's fun. Salaam Job, even those of us who think that we are now at this bracket, don't know him very well. He was a contractor who came from England. I'm sure it's people like Alaji Sering who will know him, together with Jeng, Amigo Jeng. But Salaam, one thing I remember about him is that when he came, he had a place in Brufut. And those days, going to Brufut, if you were to leave here to go to Brufut, it might take you probably an hour or two. So somehow, places that people are now spending so much money, he had the foresight to have a property there, and it was named Mile End. I think all the way up to the 90s also, you will see the board, Mile End. I think it probably that's where he stayed, or it meant something in his life when he was in England. So we're paying tribute to him, but he was a man of life also. And that's one thing he had in common with Amigo Jeng. Amigo I'm more close to because we worked together. I mean, as I said, I started working with Balfour Beatty in 1977. So whilst they were finishing up Central Bank, I did some little bit of work there. So 77 to date is a long time. So he was our electrical contractor. And obviously, before then, Amigo was the first to bring in conduit pipe wiring in this country. I said it yesterday at the radio, that before, wiring was done only surface. So he was innovative. He came with an innovation. And I think his first project, if I am not wrong, was the Sunwing Hotel. When Sunwing was being built, he wired there. And because of the way we live, we are so small a society that everybody knew about it. Oh, there's this Amigo Jeng, there's this Dudu Jeng who came from England, and the way he wired the place, it was something big. So from there, obviously, he worked with Balfour Beatty and did a lot of projects. As time went on, he even worked with me as a subcontractor. And I call him boss all the time, and he will say, no, I am no longer your boss. Instead, it has reversed. But he was a man of life. He did a lot in electrical works. But he had another side of his life also. He was an entrepreneur. Because those of you, Tafa, you will remember him, Maja, those of us who were young in Banjul, he started Cafe Texaco. Cafe Texaco was an eatery. At the time, very modern. And from Cafe Texaco, he went over to Jeng. Not only did he stop there, he even attempted going to Senegal to do business there. Because I think part of his family came from Senegal. Then he also had, behind Brickwall garage, he set up a factory there to smoke fish on an industrial size. Then obviously Iceman, we all know about Iceman. So he was selling ice at his place. So he was an industrialist. So yes, we're here to pay tribute to him. I think he's done a lot for the country, and it's nice to celebrate him together with Salaam Job. But whilst standing in front of you, since we have a construction family here, I mean, one of the things that really go into my mind all the time, and I try to reflect on, and it's very obvious because I have started a business 34 years ago, and everybody talks about succession planning. But when I look back in this country about succession planning, we have not had any successful transformation of a business or continuity in any business. So where I really end up, and these are things that I want to just throw to all the young ones. They will give us all the Harvard School theories of MBAs and you name it. But in this country, not only in the construction industry, but we have never, ever seen any business that has had a good succession plan and moves from a generation to the other. Well, because I am I don't know how many of you listen to my 4 quadrants of life, because I'm in my last quadrant. Some of us are in the last quadrant, we should leave a legacy. I am probably of the view that it's only things that are godly that can have a good succession. That's where I am ending up. That whatever we're doing ourselves here, we end somewhere. Maybe it's coming from our Creator. The only thing that continues, Reverend, I'm sure you will agree with me, is something to do with Allah. And that is why, in our own religion, the only things that grow by the day, like for example, a day like today, is Tuba with Safar. It's growing by the day. So maybe by the time we leave here, we should go back and ask ourselves that whatever we're doing in this world, isn't it only supposed to end at a generation, not having a succession plan? That's something I just want to throw. I don't want to give an opinion, but that's my observation. I struggle to have a succession that, look, we need to move from one place to the other. So I have just ended up saying, you know what? I will just enjoy my life. Whatever I'm doing is fun. And I do it in a very big way, jump from one country to the other. But when I leave and when it's time to leave, I will just bow down and go. I don't think we have the control of what happens in the future. That's where I have ended up. And I'll leave the young intellectuals to think about it. Some of them are not only wearing a cap of being an intellectual, but they are religious leaders like Imam Saran. I've seen Mr. Saho Farimang walking out with the beads now. So maybe I'll leave it with you, Reverend, from your own end. Maybe you'll come up with an answer. Finally, I am a bit worried, because we are here on a construction platform, that we need to change our educational curriculum. It is failing us, and rapidly. And I'll give you a very short story just to end this. This happened this week. We had some water that's leaking at Madiba Mall because we had some glass doors. And the water just went, the driving rain, anytime it splashes on the wall, it will come in. So I looked at it and then called a young architect that, you know what, you should put a weather bar. And guess what? There were about 8 or 10 of them. None of them knew what a weather bar was. You're laughing. That's how serious it is. Then obviously, I took the paper, you know, I did isometric drawing in my woodwork days in Gambia High School, drew it all out, that this is what it says, this is what a weather bar is. And if you don't do it, it will not work. And then, so when you do it, then get a small rubber, then get some contact glue. I looked at his face. Do you know what a contact glue is? He didn't know what a contact glue is. So I think, honestly, I don't want to take too much of your time, but these are things, I'm sure you're laughing again, because you know what you went through in studying construction. It's high time that Africans are bold enough to change the educational curriculum. We are not the only ones left in it. I operate in 3 English-speaking African countries, and it's all the same. Whether you are in Nigeria, or Sierra Leone, or Gambia, because we are all stuck into this colonial way of educating our young folks. So on that note, we pray for the departed souls. That's Alaji Dudu Jeng, Amigo, and Alaji Salaam Job. And again, thank you all for listening to my, whatever you call it, whether it makes sense or not. I'm sorry, I talk a lot these days. Because yes, I have a lot in my chest that I need to voice out. But I really hope that it's not the last time we're doing this. Not when people leave this world, but celebrate those that are still here. There are people who's worked and probably they are bowing down. We need to find a platform where we celebrate ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves and celebrate and give the devils its due. So thank you very much and God bless you all.
Well, thank you very much. You've had it there from none other than Taff himself. We've done the client, we've done consultants, we've done contractors. Now let us come to what Amigo Jeng used to do as a subcontractor. And this was his specialty. But instead of Amigo Jeng, who is not here with us, we've got a very young man who also followed the route of Amigo Jeng. He left school, went to the President's Award Scheme in electrics, and then from there he went to GTTI, and from GTTI he went to Mahfouz, is Mahfouz or Inside training, and did solar, and then was able to work briefly at NAWEC, and then went to work in the hotel industry. And from the hotel industry, he was able to go to Bahrain, and that's why going abroad for that guy, not going backward, he went to Bahrain with his skill. And when he went to Bahrain, he was able to acquire more skills that we call smart technology. I saw what smart technology can do, and really, we were all sitting there, all the top guys, engineers, architects, surveyors, all with their big titles, and somebody was explaining to us what smart technology can do, how you can change appointments with your phone, going home, and your phone can tell you, don't forget, you have a meeting to attend. And you said, oh, I forgot about that. What can I do? And the phone will tell you, okay, I will fix it for you. It's the phone, you and the phone talking. And the phone will tell you, okay, I'll fix it for you. But I have to be home for dinner. And he says, I will delay the dinner. He will talk to the phone at your home and create some problems so that your wife will know that something is happening. And there is some communications, whatever. And all this is smart technology. And this is what we are going on to now. And this is really where I want the Gambia to go. If our boys are going to be anything, they're asking us, what can we do? What can we sell? It's for our boys, and this is where I want GTI to go. Not to go and do more degree in electrical, mechanical, and industrial things. That we want to go into more smart type technology. Now, the guy who came to talk to us, who lectured us at this course, was nothing more than an electrical engineer who had City and Guilds. City and Guilds lecturing these big buhabas, as they say. And I said, it's about time we wake up. Now we have somebody like that, and I'd like to introduce him to you, and let us try to push him up. He's a young man. He also took the same route. And when I see him, I see another Amigo Jeng in him, and I would like you to put your hands together for none other than Momodu Lamin Jami.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Momodu Jami. I want to speak about late Amigo Jeng, who has been a great in the construction industry. I don't know him, but I used to saw him during our childhood. He had to start to entertain people, and try to explain about solar during our time in 2001, 2002. So I stand here as a new electrician, a subcontractor, pay a tribute to Gambia, a grandpa Amigo Jeng. I didn't know him, but as an electrician, Jeng Electrical Company at Asma was known by almost everyone in the Gambia. Grandpa Jeng and myself could seek to have a similar pay rate to electrical engineering works. I did my basic electrical in President International Award, GTTI, inside training. Then briefly work at NAWEC. Then work on the in maintenance in electrical and TV audio system in hotel. Then I proceed 2 years in electrical installation work in Bahrain, where I was involved in electrical, smart home intelligence, automation, and electrical installation in construction industry. Like Grandpa Jeng, and I repair, wiring, and drawing in electrical installation. In the electrical industry, in the industry has changed now from basic wiring to include entertainment, security, fire alarm detector, through the alarm detector, automation. Grandpa Amigo has built the foundation and hope to carry on with electrical installation works in construction industry, which honestly and practice the best. May Allah grant him Jannah to 3,000.
Give me a round of applause. These are the sort of people we should be encouraging. These are the sort of people we should be encouraging. So we've done clients, consultants, contractors, subcontractors. Now, it's amazing how building is changing. Now, it's not the old traditional building where you just do bricks and blocks. It's changed. It's changed now. It's changing. So even we are worried about, as staff said, the course at GTTI, whether they are teaching these kids the right thing. Now it's all about design for fabrication and manufacture. You do not build now. Everything is being done at the factory. And you come and you install. So there's more control. So big panels are done, and it's lifting gear. You lift a panel up and you put it in place. You lift this up and you put, even the toilets, they come complete as a pod, and it's just lowered down, boop, and you put it, and just link up. It's no longer that time where you have to call your plumber and he's running all over the place. All of that is being done at the factory, and you just are connected. So to be able to do that, the building suppliers and the manufacturers have changed now. And I hope we too will be able to move on with that. We can, I think we can. I mean, it's a small country. We can, and we can be the beacon for the sub-region. My pleasure to welcome somebody who has been battling out here. We call him Safarimang Sao, with finished profiles. he has an outfit. It's just that, as I tell him, the location of his outfit is what discourages people to get there. He is so at the far back of the Kanifing Industrial Estate, but if you go there, it is worth going there. So my pleasure to call on Mr. Safariman to come and give us a tribute to the late Amigo Jeng. Safariman. Safariman is also the honorary consul for Hungary in the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Uncle Jones. Good afternoon, everybody. It's very difficult to stand here and talk, especially when your doyens, already take the floor, such like Mr. Njai. But I will try and do my best. Like you said, there is a legacy, and today we are the legacy. So, tribute to the late Amigo Jeng and Amadou Salaam Job. I, as the president of the Gambian Manufacturer Association, and also a manufacturer, like Uncle said, so we try and give us a statement on the behalf of all the manufacturers and also the builders and shops, in Jimpex. We, the local manufacturers, building companies and material shops in this community, gather here today to pay tribute to our beloved doyen who has passed away. The late Uncle Momodu Jeng and Uncle Amadou Salaam Job were not only a pillar of this community, but also a pioneer in the construction and manufacturing industry. Their dedication, hard work, and passion for their craft have left a lasting impact on all of us. They were a visionary who saw the potential in every piece of corrugate, wood, every brick, and every nail. Their creativity and ingenuity knew no bounds, and their legacy lives on in the building and structure they helped create throughout our town. We are forever grateful for their knowledge and expertise they share with us, for the opportunities they provided, and for the inspiration they instill in us. Their guidance and mentorship will be sorely missed, but we take comfort in knowing that their legacy will continue to shape and influence our work for generations to come. In their honor, we pledge to uphold the values and principles they held dear, to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible in our industry, and to strive for excellence in everything we do. Rest in peace, dear Amigo. Your spirit will live on the work we do every day, and our memory and your memory will forever be cherished in our hearts. Thank you for everything you have done for us, and may you find peace and solace in the life after life. Amen. Thank you.
Please, a big round of applause for him. A big round of applause. Okay. All right, okay, we're not doing too badly. I mean, we are very grateful. The skies have held up and it's not raining. More people have come to join us. Let me just quickly recognize the presence of some big wigs. In fact, the biggest of the wig here that we have not recognized is Serin Job. Serin, you've got to stand up and we give you a round of applause. We dare not go into the city of Serin. We have Serin here, thank you. I see Ibrahima Cham has also joined us in the construction industry. Ibrahima, you're welcome. Ibrahima, you're welcome. Ibrahima, you're welcome, okay? And I don't know who else I've missed, but people have been sneaking in at the back. So you're welcome, and it's good to have you here in the construction industry. We are now finished with part 1. We're now going into part 2. And this is where I said Nying and Ibuge will help us, because this is where we're going to raise some money. If you've already paid I'm not talking to guests of the families of Amigo Jeng and Salaam Job. You are excluded. You don't have to pay. But for our colleagues in the construction industry, yes. We have this magazine, and of course, it costs us money to reach this stage. So if we want to, after the launching, we'll be going around with the magazines. I hope we have enough to go around. It's $1,000, which is what I ask people to pay. We'll give one to the family, one because we have to sell. So Jasmine will give you one, and Jabu will give you one, so that you can show it to your mom, and you can show it to your mom. The soft copies will be available. So as soon as the guy sends them to me, then I'll forward them to you, so you can forward to your brothers and sisters, your siblings who are abroad, and also to our young engineers who don't want to pay and get that. So I'm going to ask Jabu to come, and we'll do the launching. But before you come, I guess everybody has talked about Salaam, but not many people know Salaam Job. I met him briefly. We were in England. Taff mentioned Mile End. Mile End was the place where he was in East London. And we used to argue a lot when I came back, and he told me, Francis, after so many years coming back from England, you see, Salaam Job and Amigo Jeng were among the people that, after independence, they went to recruit to come and work for the Gambia. I hate to think what would have happened had they stayed on in England. Jabu, perhaps Jasmine, you would have been a nice English lady, okay? But I hate to think what would have happened. But they decided to come home. They were nationalists. In those days, nationalism was fun, and they came home. And in 1968, so that's why they missed almost everything that happened around independence. But they were working in England then. So they came home. And what Amigo worked in the East End area, the East End of London. And he would bluff and tell me, not Amigo, sorry, Salaam. And he would tell me that, Francis, take me to London, put me down in Aldgate, and I will find my way around. And I told him, Salaam, the place has changed. The geography has changed. There are new buildings now. It's not those buildings that we used to know. He says, I say, leave me in Aldgate and I will find my way to Mile End. And we used to argue about that. So that's where he was, and he walked a lot. And of course, he told me that his favorite British star on television was one man they call Harry Secombe, but I don't know whether we know him. So it shows you how back he goes. He was a comedian, entertainer. So that's another aspect of Salaam Job. He also told me because you don't have time to discuss with these people with their life in London. And he told me, as a young man like Momadou Lamin, he said, when I was working there, I was like a general foreman, but I did not know. So every day I was on the phone to head office. And every time the phone rings and the people at head office would say, is that bloody African again? Always asking questions. And that's what happens. You ask, you know. And that's why he got to where he go. He asked, well, being the sort of person, he says, I'll be right at the top of the tower or the building, and they will bring the phone and we will call, how do you do this? How do you do that? What's this? What's the situation with this? And this is what got him to where he is. So we're going to launch a magazine for somebody who, by the time you look at the magazine, you will see in his CV that they've done a lot. And we will let the CV speak for themselves, for those who know him. I had the pleasure and privilege of meeting him. He died in 2002, not so? He died in 2002. 2003. That's almost 20-something years ago. And we are remembering him. And our staff said, let us not let that happen again. Let us not remember people when they die. Let us remember them when they are alive. So with that short, I mean, Jabu might tell you a lot more. With that short introduction about Salaam, let me call Jabu to come and help us launch this magazine. And then Ibuge and Jeng, I'm going to ask you to help us go around and sell the magazine and let's have some money. We need to pay for all of this, and the printing of the magazine. Some have already made their contributions, that's fine, but if they tell you they've made their contributions, leave them. The girls are there, Lucy and Rohi, please, you will also help. But let's go around, and then whilst the magazine is going around, we will let you know what and what is in the magazine. But it's quite a good one for the maiden edition. And again, I want to say thank you to Mustafa Njai for being, you see, when he says go, you go. It's not, let's wait till tomorrow. He reminds me of successful business people, Momodu Musa Njai, Alice Carr, and others. They don't wait till tomorrow. They would have done it yesterday. So if TAF says, let's do it now, let's do it now. And perhaps that's one of the secrets of being successful. You don't postpone, you don't procrastinate. You want to do something? Now. And as I was telling my wife, I said, we're going to do this and we will do it. Let's do it. And if nobody comes, but luckily I had the backing of TAF and Brody and Aki. So without much more talking, we want to invite Jabu, representing Ida and the Salaam Job family, to come forward. I'll bring a chair for you to sit down. In true Rotary fashion, you should be escorted. You don't let a lady walk on her own to come in front. So who do I ask? Who do I ask to escort? Mohammed? No. Mohammed has already been through. Uncle Billy, can you escort her to come? Escort for the short walk. Let her come and sit here because let her sit here, yes, that's right. That's right. Give her a round of applause, please. Okay. All right. Before you start. Are we going to have Mbai and others? You want to come and as soon as we do the launching and we start? Okay, as soon as she does the launching, then you'll come and pick up and go. Okay? Ida? You just want to read straight or you want to say a few words? Okay, please, I present to you Jabu Salam Job, the daughter of Abdul Salam Job. Round of applause.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the family of Abdul Salam Job to launch this first issue of the Salaam magazine, Voice of the Construction Industry in the Gambia. May the Salaam magazine give you in the industry the strength, courage, inspiration, and professionalism to move the construction industry to higher heights. Salaam Job and Amigo Jeng would have been proud of this moment. I congratulate you all. The magazine is now launched for use in the industry and the Gambia.
Thank you very much. And she is here for anybody who buys and you want it photographed. I will get them to sign. Jasmine, I'll have to invite you here so that you can sign. And this time we will spell your name properly. And you will come, so we look at it. Somebody here and there. So you sit down here. Anybody who buys the book and wants them to sign, you just sign the front cover to show that this is it. That is Salaam.
Allah bila nam Aku yalwan nyongong di buku dan sejarah. Kamu pandai kamu berbayang ganda. Erjotemu berjual cerita. Ku anjatemu bukan malok. Ayo yang sang coba malu. Sampai dayang di bawah jahat. Oh ya reba ya reba di kasih. Sampai kita senang. Aku
Alright, please, before the final prayers, which will be given to us by a colleague of the industry, Salaam, we want to hear the word of thanks from
I wish to recognize the presence of the highest honors of bachelors in the Gambia and the government industry. I will not name names.
Don't.
I wish to recognize the importance of the occasion, but I want to give a note of warning. In the Gambia, always it is when you are dead, then they say when that's not so fair life. That is because the animal is now lying down. When you are alive, they don't talk about it. When you are dead, they will talk about it. This is a different narrative for Senegal. Not too long ago, they celebrated our Muslim book, 100th anniversary. He achieved excellence in international relations at UNESCO, and they recognized it and applauded him while he was alive. If after he died, they talk about you are not that going to see. So this is what you have done now. Amigo was here, Salaam put area, but nobody mentioned him until after they died. Government should stop that. Yes. Government will recognize you after you are dead. That is people's key. Second point I want to say, It's a great pleasure for those who have the initiative to raise this, not only Bangladesh, the organization to put together government professionals. You are never worried. You have to talk about it for 6 months, GUC and you never talk about it.
A long time.
To put all these professionals together and have a voice with the government and with the institution. Because of what we have this organized now, we are not very useful to anyone but when we are useful, they ignore us. That's part of it. So we just start as we also became farmers, chicken farmers, vegetable farmers, from engineers, because nobody even asked me to support. In the area of energy, when we are specialized,
yes,
we are able to solve this problem until today. Nobody asked you. But they are going to wrong class. And the professionals are here in this house who can mobilize by people like that and yourself to mobilize all the capacity and impact on government policy in these areas of development. Because without energy, no development. Without the professionals able to address the issues that are current now, like this about this bad technology. They are not because wrong. I will echo the voice of fact. The electoral system is what is wrong. That you will all history or mathematics or things like that, whatever to be one work. So this has to be changed. I wish to stop here and say that we wish you well, we wish you the best, and we wish keep on and contact everybody that you can contact to join them during the organization. I thank you. I wish you well. Salaam.
So we'll ask Imam Joe. So, Imam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما يا رب العالمين إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
All right, as I said, that's the end. But please go out this way because we've got some snacks for you to take on. You cannot have a memorial and your Japa Sara, as they say. So go this way.
Can you